Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.
Go ahead.
First a break, e-break. Let me pull that e-break real quick. Hold on. What you just said? You said, you be blowing my mind, man. Hold on. He said, women date weaker men for the reason that he stated. That might be for the minority, in my opinion. In my opinion, women who date weaker men, I believe they do that because it gives them, for lack of a better term, it gives them more power within their relationship. When they deal with weaker men, it doesn't allow the mirror to be placed in front of them to see their own shortcomings. You know what I mean? For example, if a woman is dealing with a guy who's sleeping on her couch, you know what I'm saying, has a part-time job or has a seasonal job, you know what I mean, she could always, not to use the word, but she can nag him, to get up out off the couch, get a full-time job, go to school, try to get a trades career, whatever the case may be. And she can basically always be on top of him, like, yo, you need to do this, you need to do that. You ain't this, you ain't that. Whereas if that same woman was dealing with not even a six-figure dude, but a dude in the top 15% of earnings in America, which is only like 70 to 80,000 a year. So dude making 80,000 a year with his own house, own car. He can pay his own bills, knows how to cook for himself, knows how to do his own laundry, knows how to do all that for himself. All he really needs his woman for, of course, he wants her for the thing, but the only thing he needs that woman for is sexual pleasure and to have babies. Like, she's not gonna know what to do with him. She's gonna be like, damn, like, he don't need me to do this, he don't need me to do that. Like, and again, I'm talking about the majority, because minority of women will meet a dude like that who has his stuff together and try to find ways to improve him. Like, I used to deal with chicks they would come over, they would see stuff on my dresser, whatever the case may be, or my closet, and they might come and be like the next time they come over, I might go into the shower real quick, shower up, and when I come back out, throw my cologne on, I might see another bottle of the same cologne. It's like, oh shit, I didn't know. She's like, oh yeah, I saw you I'm running out, you're running low on it, so I decided to get you a new one. Now, a lot of women might not do that because they're afraid that you're gonna use that same cologne to deal with another chick. But if a chick sees your value, they're gonna want you to do better out there in the world. So when it comes to dealing with weaker men, I think the majority of women deal with weaker men because it gives them a position of power per se in the relationship. But the minority of women who got themselves together, they know their value, their role, their position in relationship. When they meet that man who has everything together, they're gonna try to do nothing but enhance him and bring him to that next level, because they know that once he goes to that next level, she's gonna be right there, right there with him. So yeah, man. So I had to give a little pushback on that. I don't know if the majority of women are dealing with weaker men for the reason that you stated.
Well, we just gonna disagree. We're gonna agree to disagree on that. Damn this fucking pen. But okay, let's go into some more bullet points, because I got a few more that we haven't touched on yet. And that's women are far more wise than men. And I want to give a challenge to men in the chat room, and then men that might be watching this in the future. The next time your woman come home from work, or some woman who just wants to talk about her whole day to you and tell you about people that you don't even know their names, and she just want to go in for a good hour while you're doing something else, actually pay attention to her. I guarantee you're going to get so much wisdom just by listening to that. And that's why we miss out, because we block it out. We don't pay attention. We think that she's just rambling on. She's just telling me about people and things and drama that I don't care about. How do you know? You never listen. You just ignore all of the game that she's trying to give you. I think women are far more wise. We just don't listen. And thank you for the $10 super chat, NYC Evolved 88. He said, peace, bros. Look up the relationship statistics with girl-on-girl marriage relationships. They fail higher. According to research, most women can't reach their pleasure peak because of bad diets. You know, oh, that's good. That's a great point, bro. And but as far as those relationships failing, are they failing or are they running their courses? We believe that relationships are supposed to be forever. But maybe they had the perfect union and it got so good. Two women together, that relationship can become so perfect that they have to move on to give another woman an opportunity to experience that level of love. So it ain't about that it's not, it's failing or it's not working out. See, us men think like that because we try to lock something down forever and we fail because that whole time we were together, it wasn't good. But when women get together, it be perfect. Even when they fighting each other, it's okay because they both around the same height and weight. So it's not abuse. It's just training. It's no different than a boxer just getting this little extra work in because they need to be able to defend one another. So they got to train more than us. So the reason that domestic violence and girl-on-girl relationships are so high is because they spend a lot of time training just in case somebody comes against them in the street, they can jump the nigga. So that's whole game for y'all right now.
As far as women having more wisdom.
Hold on. Shout out to D. Griff. He said this is better than a Sunday football. Good. We learning a lot today.
Hey, as far as women and their wisdom, what I would say is, wisdom comes from experiences. Because I doubt we can say that a 10-year-old has wisdom. I mean, they may be highly intellectual. They may even be highly intelligent. But wisdom comes from time and experiences. So
unless she a girl, but go ahead.
Right.
Because girls are born with that innate wisdom from their intuition. But go ahead.
Hold on. Let me ask this though. I do be needing to do this from time to time. Like, in your opinion, what's the definition of wisdom? What is wisdom to you?
Wisdom is understanding of the information that you've been given. Because people can take in a lot of information. That's why you got a lot of college graduates that don't have wisdom, but they have a lot of information. Without understanding of the information, then it's pointless information. It's like data entry. It's like you putting all these numbers into a computer. What if the computer couldn't interpret the numbers? Then it's useless. So wisdom is understanding all of the information that you're given, whether it be through life experience, through reading, through observation, and all the other many ways that we learn and we grow. But having the understanding to interpret the information is what makes you wise, my brother.
See, so all right, so now with that definition, what I would say is I would have to split the women up, because I don't think the younger generation have. When I say younger generation, I'm not talking about the 13, 14-year-old. I'm not talking about that. Let's say like the women in their 20s and 30s now, early 30s in their 20s. I don't think they're gaining wisdom, man, because it's and the reason I say that's because back in I'm saying two different things at the same time. All right, what I want to say is the reason why I believe that the younger or newer generation don't have the same wisdom as they did in the past is due to an overload of information. Now we live in a social media era where women are getting information, all different types of information, all different parts of the globe, all different facets of society, demographics, and all that stuff. Whereas back in the day, you know what I mean, women got the information from their family, from their town, from the newspaper, you know what I mean? So it was a smaller world, let's say, with less information. So it was easier to grasp. It was easier to interpret the information. I mean, easier to put connect certain points together. Where now, and in addition to everything I said about the older generation being able to connect points and not have as much social media, the women nowadays are bombarded with attention. You know what I mean? Because the women nowadays are bombarded with attention, it's almost like they have no need to take in information. For what? Why I gotta be intelligent for? Why do I have to have wisdom for? I'm still gonna get that dude over there. That dude's still gonna F me. That dude's still gonna buy this for me. This dude's still gonna take me on trips. Why they need to have wisdom for? Whereas before, you know, a woman needed to have a certain level of she didn't even need to have a conversation. Yeah, I guess she needs to have a certain level of conversation, because when a husband brings a woman out to like the dinner, the business function, whatever the case may be, she gotta be able to have at least a decent conversation with the executive's wife, also the boss's wife too. So when it comes to women having more wisdom than men, when I think about women and wisdom, I'm thinking about the women my age or older, because they've gone through experiences. They didn't grow up in that era of constant bombardment of information and attention. So it's split with me. The younger generation, not so much for me. But yeah, I can see what you say, because I have gotten some poignant advice from older women. You know what I mean? And I could tell they're telling me this, they're giving me this advice out of love. They're not trying to hurt me, and they're not trying to steer me in the wrong direction. And the way they say it, it's not like they're saying it from something they saw on TV or soap opera or anything like that. It seems like they're taking it from their own experiences. Like, for example, they told me, I've had women tell me, well, how old are you? And at the time I was, let's say, in my early 30s. They're like, oh, okay, how many kids you got? I was like, I ain't got no kids. They're like, you ain't got no kids? You married? I'm like, no, I ain't married. They're like, look around. They're like, listen, you don't got to get married now. You don't have no kids now. Wait till like you're around like in your 40s, like early 40s, late 30s. By that time, you'll be more established and blah, blah, blah. And make sure you get yourself like a younger girl, because everything they say, they breaking down the reason why I should do X, Y, Z, boom, 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 boom. So with a dude, an older dude might just tell me, hey, how come you ain't married? Nah, because you need to get married, man. You need to have some kids. Why? Because you're a man. What's the wisdom behind that? What's the logic behind that? Like, I'm not saying it's wrong to have kids now, but what's the reason behind that? So I have had women drop some ill game, older women drop some real wisdom on me that's helped me, you know what I'm saying, navigate through life. Not just with women, just life in general.
Well, I mean, you said a lot, and unfortunately, I missed a lot of it, because, I mean, if I was a woman, I would have heard all that, but I missed a lot of it. Salute to my good brothers. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Lawrence. Appreciate that a whole lot. And he said, if women were smarter, why are there think like a man books and not think like a woman books? Good question. And that's a simple answer. Do you think that a woman needed that book? See, we can market things in this world that really have no value. Women always thought like men. They didn't need that book. And this is the point that you was trying to point out, Trav. And let me see if I can find it, because I had some blowback on that anyway. And you know what, RPC, I was offended when you brought up the scenario about the bosses, and you made it like the wives should go talk to each other, as if one of the bosses couldn't have been a woman. So I think you might want to think about that, bro. But Trav,
I wasn't thinking about a lesbian relationship. My bad.
No, right. my fault. My pen is rolling off this damn desk.
I'm about to think about that.
Trav said, women who are successful follow masculine principles of grind, because women are way more masculine than men. They're stronger, they're smarter, and they're more driven. I mean, we already covered that.
Hey, hold on. I would have to agree with that. The men nowadays, I feel they act more feminine than men back in the days, and women nowadays act more masculine than women back in the day.
Okay.
I understand why, because it's a lack of balance.
Word up. A real N-word in your comments said, why are they twerking on tables? And the real question, brother, is why aren't you twerking on tables? Apparently, that's one more thing that they do better than you. And just like most men that are insecure, they get really offended when women do things better than they do. Do you know how hard me and Toya talked about twerking? Do you know how hard it is for a woman to get each individual butt cheek to move on its own? Hey, can you do it? RPC, can you do it? That's the point. I can't do it, but I'm not going to get mad at a woman because she has mastered her body. Because that's really what it comes down to. Us men, we don't even know what the hell we doing. Other than the helicopter, what else can we do with our body? You get what I'm saying? That's just flapping the dick around. That's not impressive. But women can actually control their muscles. Toya, thank you for the $5 super chat. Be blessed, King's got a brunch date. Well, good luck on that date. Hopefully he's a strong brother or sister, because you know it's up to you.
Oh shit.
Damn. Some of y'all asking some good questions, but right now I want to really stay focused on the topic. So Sierra and some of the other people that might want some real information, please catch me on the next live. Me and Afi do Wednesdays every Wednesday night. So be looking for that, and we can talk a little more serious about some of y'all questions. But right now, I just want to big up women today.
Yes, sir.
And I got only 2 more bullet points, bro, and then we can kind of just recap and go over everything else when you're done. And this is gonna sound weird, but I just want y'all to take it in for a second.
All right.
And that's if men didn't wash their bodies and a woman didn't wash her bodies, a woman would still smell better than that man would. Her natural fragrance and her natural odor will be a lot more sweet to the senses than a man's body.
You got a question for me? That this is a statement?
It was just a statement. Do you want to elaborate any on it?
Let me clear my throat. You said if a man and a woman didn't clean their bodies, that a woman would still smell like fruits and berries. Was that the statement you just made?
Okay, maybe not fruits and berries.
Okay.
Left cheek, right cheek. You know, that's just a shout out to the twerkers. But listen, if you forced to go unwashed, brother, and a woman was forced to go unwashed, you would be nastier than a woman that didn't get a chance to wash herself. Go ahead.
Now we talking about wisdom and experiences and all that, right?
Yeah.
So, let me give you something that I experienced that'll make me, fully push that back. All right. My freshman year in college, shout out to TU, Temple University. My freshman year in college, we had dorm buildings, 3 dorm buildings, right? One of the dorm buildings was co-ed. Actually, most of the dorm buildings were co-ed, but in one of the co-ed buildings, they had an all-female floor, right? Before going to college as a young 17, 18-year-old, I believed that, women were cleaner. You know what I mean? They took better, they were just like, what they say, cleanliness is close to godliness. So I damn near thought women were damn near godly when it comes to cleanliness. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because the only woman that I saw, the only woman I knew personally like that up until that point at 17, 18, as far as how they wash themselves, this, that, and what they do in the bathroom, was my mother. I grew up in a house with 2 brothers and my pops. So the only woman in the house was my mom. You know what I mean? And my mom kept herself clean. So with that being said, I'm thinking, all right, all women are clean, or why would I think different? Back to this floor, my freshman year in college. Bro, I knew that I stepped onto that floor when I hopped off the elevator just from the scent that I got when you stepped off the floor, right? So you talking about if a woman don't wash and a man don't wash, a woman gonna smell better? I mean, I could probably come up with a few points why that would be not true, but I'm just gonna say, period. Monthly period.
Mm-hmm.
Just that right there, AP. Once they go through that day cycle and they ain't washing, you think they smell better than a dude?
Absolutely.
Say what?
Absolutely. Let me tell you why.
No. Hey, that minstrel, you know what I mean, paste, regular that tomato sauce, that shit don't got no good smell to it, AP. Bro, I can't even, AP, I worked in a GYN clinic, family. That's the part I don't even tell niggas about. I worked in an OB-GYN clinic when I was probably like 20 years old. Family. Hold on, let me get this out, family. Let me get this out.
Hold on, before you do, let me shout out Renee. She said for the $5 super chat. She said, I'll be in the hospital for several more days. I don't have COVID. I'm being treated for pneummonia. Get well, sis.
Yeah, feel better. Feel better, baby girl.
Y'all the praying type, pray for her, give her your well wishes and just get better, sis. All right, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so in addition to that dorm floor,
Salute, bro. You missing some classics over here, bro. Mr. Man in Action.
Hey, what it do? Shout out
Y'all
to
go
you,
check out his channel. That brother be spitting. Go ahead.
Absolutely, he a young lion, man. So in addition to me having my experience with that floor, that all-female floor, I also worked in an OBGYN clinic. Let me tell you, AP, I'm only thinking there's many instances, but this is one particular time in the fucking clinic, man. I couldn't even tell you what the fuck I smelled, man. There's nothing I can compare it to. I said what I tell people is what I smelled smelled like a combination of vomit, diarrhea, blood, and like name one other nasty thing, and gangrene. Hope nobody knows what gangrene smells like. Combination of that shit.
But listen, see, I'm not gonna let you do that to my queens out here. Because listen, what you're trying to do is you're trying to use sick women to make a point about women that just didn't bathe. I'm not gonna let you do that to my queens out here. Because if a woman goes without bathing, because somebody talked about their curves and the different areas that they could trap sweat in. First of all, it's sweat coming from one of the God's best creatures anyway, first of all. And secondly, what's the big what do men always say about women? They smell fishy, right? And these same men will go to Burger King and get the 2 for $5 BK.
Right.
They'll go cook up their tilapia, or they'll deep fry them some perch or some catfish.
Okay.
And what smell better than some fried catfish, my brother? You get what I'm saying? So while men always try to, that's just one more way to try to bring women down by nature. But the truth is, if a woman went without washing and please smell like fish. I love fish. So again, that's why women smell better than men if they go without washing.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I got a little busy for a second, AP. Hold on, I got a little busy for a second. It sounded like you said that if a woman goes through her monthly cycle and doesn't bathe and doesn't wash, doesn't use a rag, that she will still smell sweet and delicious.
Listen, again, my brother, just me talking about this, I'm about to go to the little soul food joint around the corner and get me a catfish dinner with some mac and cheese, some greens, and they got some good ass cornbread over there. I'm about to go over there as soon as this live is over and have me some fish, brother. But now think about a man's body. What do that smell like? Black and miles and booty? Like that ain't nothing good about that shit. Ain't nothing good about that shit.
Yo.
Tell me what type of animal men smell like other than ass and black and mild tips.
Hey, exactly. Exactly.
Who you'll rather share a cell with, a woman or a man?
Yeah, man. Of course,
Be careful how you answer. Would you rather share a cell with a woman or a man?
With the woman, but it's not because of the way she smells, man. I can do more things with a woman in my cell than a man. You know what I'm saying?
She said, "Now, this is not an open invitation to not wash, ladies.
Shit.
Yeah, you should wash because then you'll smell like a clean fish." All right, so this the last. Bro, focus. This the last bullet point.
No doubt. You talking about the clean fish with the lemon on it? You got to put the lemon on it first.
Right. See you. That's what I'm saying.
I'm here with you now.
See what I'm saying?
Lemon and vinegar. All right.
Thank you.
You talking about the raw joint, straight out the tree, my nigga.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Lemon and vinegar. Got you.
See, it's all about perspective, though. So we're gonna end on this one because this is the most important one. And no offense to some of the spiritual people in the chat, but I believe that God is a woman.
Yo, hold on. Because this is about to be a deep topic. I just want to tap into something real quick that BB said, because I thought about doing this in a video. She says, "I love the smell of a man's sweat." Okay. Now the reason I'm bringing that up is because I remember this might be a little graphic, but I remember being in the locker room, and I remember talking to the fellas in the locker room. I'm like, "Yo, this and that, third, blah blah blah." Like, I said, "Yeah, chicken don't give a fuck. Like she suck your nuts if shit is sweaty or not." Dudes in the locker room like, "What you mean? The chick ain't gonna do that. She's gonna tell you to go in the shower. You better wash yourself." I'm like, "What?" I've had chicks ready to do it. I'd be like, no, hold on, I just finished playing basketball. Let me go hop in the shower real quick. And they'd be like, no. I want it just like that. I'd be like, nah, I'm mad sweaty. They're like, yeah, that's what I want. And dudes be looking at me like, nah, you be dealing with some crazy chicks.
No, bro, that's your natural body odor. That
pheromones.
Yeah,
pheromones.
The same way animals smell each other before they mate is the exact same thing. That's why I like fishy women. Now listen, a real full-grown man in real life that cares about, a real full-grown woman in real life that cares about herself, not one that in the doctor office for a sick pum pum. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Kimmy. Cool. Dig this though. And look, one more time for the clean fish with the lemon and the vinegar.
Lemon and vinegar. I got you.
Now listen, let's get on this. God is a woman tip.
Woo.
First of all, some of the oldest beliefs and religion and worship that has ever been, at least up until this point, the oldest known worships were of fertility gods and women and females. Okay, so that's number one. So long before we had a masculine energy or God the Father concept, women were being worshipped. Okay, and then if you just look at society, the fact that there's no crime, there's no evil, there's no malice of any kind. People are living in harmony. Who else could produce a world like that other than a woman? Men would have had it all fucked up. Men would have had the world looking all fucked up and crazy.
Women are goddesses. All right. The women are. Damn, this is tough for me, man, because when it comes to speaking about God, you know what I mean? I really don't even like throwing gender, you know, when it comes to God. So
you feel like woman, the energy then, right?
Yes, it's an energy, you know, because we all came from God, so to say that God is a man or God is a woman, I feel is almost blasphemous. You know what I mean? Not to say that God is a hermaphrodite, anything like that, but you know, or androgynous. You know what I'm saying? To try to put God into a title.
You can, for us to even try to understand a supreme power like that is disrespectful.
Yeah, I agree to try to put human qualities on the supreme being. It's like that's like trying to. Basically, whatever box you try to put the supreme being in, it's not going to fit in. You know what I mean? So because, and that's another thing. Because I also separate God from the Most High. You know what I mean? That's probably a deeper conversation. Because I believe everything starts from the Most High, and that, you know, from the Most High came gods. I mean, that's why we can have a term like, you know, God with a lowercase g. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The God came from the Most High. So that's why you could say terms like, you know, God of the stars, or God of you know, whatever, God of whatever, you know what I mean? It's the you know, they're even in the Greek mythology, they worship gods, lowercase g.
Or the Neteru in ancient Kemet.
Right. So when I speak about, like, when I say that term, I'm really speaking about the Most High, where everything stemmed from. So I try not to delve into God of this, and, you know, woman is God and man is this. And what I know is that man was put down on this realm. Notice the word that I use, realm. Man was put in this realm to, how can I say, to rule over it, but this is really woman's earth. You know what I mean? They call woman earth. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And what they call Mother Earth. Man is God. What they call peace God in the 5% community. They call man God and they call woman earth. Like, I kind of understand that, because like I said, even in the analogy that I gave, woman came from man. You know what I mean? So don't take this wrong, ladies, but even in the Bible, it talks about how, you know, it's man that communicates to God directly, and woman has to communicate to God through her man. You know what I mean? So that right there gives you like a level of, you know, back to this president, vice president, CEO, CFO. You know what I'm saying? I believe that there are roles in relationships. So if I were to say that, you know, man is president, man is head of society, man is head of the house, man is head of the relationship, that's like saying man is the president and woman is vice president. What's wrong with being vice president? You know what I'm saying? And another analogy to that is, you know, man is head and woman is the neck. You know what I mean? Like, women don't know how important it is to be the neck. Of course, the head has the eyes, the mouth, the nose, the brain, and everything, but the man can't have focus if he don't know what he's looking at, what he's supposed to be focused on. You understand? So back to women being gods and goddesses, whatever the case may be, I don't think you should put anybody on the pedestal, man. except for yourself. Because once you know how to put yourself on a pedestal, then you'll know how to treat everybody accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Because I also be saying, like, if you think of yourself as a king or a god or whatever you want to call yourself, as a true king or god, you're not going to go amongst other people and look down or treat them less than. You know what I'm saying? Because a real king or god is going to know how to elevate people. You know what I mean? You're not even going to keep people at where they at. You're going to actually elevate them. And that's why I believe that people like me, let me say that differently. I think that's what I bring when I hop into a circle, when I come into a conversation, when I come into a room. It's like my gift is elevating people, you know what I mean? Or helping them see themselves. Now, that could be a gift, you know what I'm saying, from God, you know what I mean? But I don't consider myself per se God per se. And I don't think women should consider themselves God just because they
Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.